welcome to Laney's Beads and Bliss. I'm Laney, and guys, today we are actually going to be making gifts for friends. So my full-time job, I actually work remotely. I work from home, and we are getting ready to have our holiday party. So I usually like to take a gift to my coworkers because I don't get to see them very much because, as I said, I work at home, but we're going into the office for our get together, and we're also going to do some other things. So I am going to go ahead and get their Christmas presents ready. Yes. Yes, it's a little early for Christmas presents, but I don't know if I'll get to see them before actually Christmas comes. So we are going to make everybody in my little group, they're all going to get a bracelet. Guys, what I tried to do, I've known these ladies probably going on about 5 years now. So I tried to look at their personalities, what kind of people they are, to try to decide what kind of bracelet to make for them. Now, guys, that's not always easy, right? So I hope they like them. If they don't, I tried. Okay? So my first friend, she's a purple girl. She loves purple. She loves pink. Her hair is pink or purple, right? So I'm making her a purple bracelet. And what I used is some of the things from the bargain bead box. I did have these quartz pieces, so I'm going to integrate those. These are actually some of those little Heishi beads that came in the companion bundle for Winterberry Wishes. These also came with Winterberry Wishes. Those little ones that I can't say very well, so I'm not even going to try right now. And her base is going to be silver. She doesn't like gold really, so her accent is going to be silver. So I have another lady friend, and she is more boho, I guess you would say. And so I went with this color palette for her. So these are some jasper beads. They're kind of brown, but you see they've got some real pretty little inclusions in them. Right, you guys see that? And then I decided to go with these jasper. These are some I'm going to be using as spacers and as a design element. And I found these pretty little check glass flowers. These came from Dollar Bead Box. So I'm going to use those for her. And her look is going to be kind of that antique copper kind of look. So I've got some of these bead caps. We're going to use those for her design as well. All right. And then for all of them, I made a little dangle. And this is going to be her dangle. Now, this leaf actually came from the Gemstone Baby box that I got. And unfortunately, guys, I was not able to unbox that one for you. But I am going to get my subscription back going because they had some kind of problem or something. And they sent out information, and I did not redo my order. So I didn't get the one that's coming out in December, but I will be getting the next one. All right. So another friend of mine, she's kind of bright, kind of vivacious, kind of out there a little bit, I guess. And I don't know her as well, but based on things that I've seen, I think that she would like this. So for hers, I went blue. So I have this very pretty bead, which is going to be our focal. And then I went with some crystals. And when you look at this bead, there is some pink in there, a little yellow, and a little black. So I tried to incorporate kind of all that into her bracelet, and her base is going to be silver as well. I do have some daisy spacers that I'm going to use. I think it's going to be really pretty, and I hope she likes it. All right. And then we have another young lady. She is very quiet, very subdued, very introspective. So for her, I didn't really want to go flashy. So I tried to pick some neutral tones for her, and just have a nice little simple bracelet. Okay, so that's the one for her. And then last but not least, I have another friend, and she is really funny. She's really funny, but she's serious. Okay, she's funny, but she's serious. So for her, I went a little bit more serious for hers. However, I do have some copper, and I just love these. Also came out of the gemstone baby. These little pumpkins, I think they're so pretty. Look how pretty they are. On this side, it's got a shimmer on it with some color, and this side is a little bit more neutral, which I like. So for her, she's not flashy per se, but I think this would fit her nicely. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today, guys. And if you're new here, I do unboxings, I do jewelry making. I try to give inspiration and try to give help wherever possible. So if you're interested in content like this, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. I'd love it. And again, I want to thank all of the people that have subscribed already. I'm so excited. You know, guys, I thought that I was going to have to wait like a whole year to get to 100 subscribers, but you guys have already made that possible. I am four subscribers away from having 100 subscribers. In fact, let me check real quick and see if I've made it to 100 yet. All right, guys, 3 away. I've got 97 subscribers now. So please share the videos. If you know somebody that makes jewelry or likes to make jewelry, I would appreciate it greatly. Now, with that being said, let's get to this. All right, guys, so I have cut some of the 7-strand bead-along wire. This is the 0.018 inch, the 7-strand. That's what I'm going to be using for my more gold or copper. Okay, and then I also have cut a couple pieces of the silver. Now this one is Flex-Rite 21-strand nylon coated stainless steel micro wire, 0.018 inches, right? I'm going to use this for my silver ones. And guys, this actually came with the kit that I found at Michael's with the soft flex, the magical crimp tubes. Came with those. So I'm going to use that for this. However, I'm not going to be doing magical crimping today. We're just going to do regular, normal crimping today. All right. So why don't we go ahead and start with this one. So I've got everything kind of laid out here as to kind of how I need it, because that's what we do. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and string this up. And usually, like I told you guys, I start in the middle and work my way out. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to start with one of our big jasper beads here. And then we're going to go with a bead cap. Okay, and please know that on the sidelines I do have my bead buddies, because once you get so far into this, you want to make sure that your things don't fall off. So I also wanted to tell you guys that I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful holiday. I hope you got to spend time with family and friends. I actually cooked Thanksgiving dinner this year. Normally, I go to my cousin's house for Thanksgiving dinner, but she wasn't feeling too well this year, so I told her that I would bite the bullet and I would cook Thanksgiving dinner this year. It went very well. We had turkey and sweet potatoes. We had potato salad. We had all kinds of good stuff. Macaroni and cheese. I made homemade rolls, which everybody loves my homemade rolls. But with doing all of that stuff, I didn't get to make any videos for you guys. So here I am. It's a couple days after Thanksgiving, and it's okay though, because I enjoyed it. We had a good time. All right, guys, so here is our pattern that is going to go through our bracelet. I started with my Jasper bead caps. Then I had a little bronzy looking spacer bead, metal. And then 3 of these Jasper rondelles. They are rondelles because they're kind of flat. See, they're not totally a round bead. Okay, I think that just gives a little design element as well. All right, so let's continue on here. So the brown Jasper beads, those are going to be considered our focal. Okay, so all right, and we are moving right along. I'm going to do on the other side so that I make sure that I don't forget. It happens, y'all. It happens. And these are it's very basic stringing, you know, but everything that I make with love and with good intention, right? That, you guys, is how I find the bliss on the bead mat, because it makes me feel good to give things to other people that I've made with my own hands. I just really love that. And I think people appreciate it more when you've made it with your own hands. Yes? Yes. All right. So, you do the same thing on the other side here. 1, 2, 3. All right, and then we'll go with another spacer. All right, so now I want to incorporate my flower. That's a beautiful little flower, isn't it? All right. So we're going to do our flower on either side. And then we're going to do one more round of the rondelles. So 1, 2, 3. And I want to tell you guys that I appreciate your patience while I'm trying to get this YouTube thing down here, right? I know that sometimes I do go out of frame and you guys can't see, and I apologize for that. I am going to try to do better. Okay, so now this is our bracelet. So that's what that is looking like. And now we can just put it together. Did I have an extra bead? Did I miss one? Nope. Guess I just had an extra. All right. So there's our first bracelet. So for this one, for closure, let me bead bug the end of this one, because Lord knows we do not want to lose these beads now that we have them on here. So I'm going to use the Wire Guardian. So the Wire Guardian actually is helpful in many ways because it can help to save your wire. Okay, when beads rub on wire and different things, it makes it weaker. So let me first put on my crimp tube. This is a crimp tube, and I'm also trying to be cognizant of what I'm saying and make sure that I'm saying the right thing. Yeah, so that I don't have to put all those notes on the screen for you guys and make fun of myself because I said the wrong thing. It happens. All right, so we've got our Wire Guardian on. I am going to go down through that crimp tube, and I'm going to see if I can get through that bead right there, and I can. Very good. All right, so let's pull this up, and we're just going to smash that down a little bit, and we want to try to make sure that our wires are not crossed. Oh, you know what? No, it's fine. I can put it on in a second. All right. So there we go. And I'm going to use my crimping tool to crimp this crimping tool. So as I told you guys in my last video, when you are looking at your crimper, there are two areas. Okay, you have this first area here. As you can see, there is a divot, and then there's a little thing to push it, and then in the second one, this is to finish closing it up. Okay, so I'm going to make sure our wire is not crossed, and we are going to put the crimp in the first divot. You guys see that? In the first divot. And then we're going to smash, but before we do that, make sure that your wire is not sticking up here. Okay, so we got it in there and smash, and it makes a little dimple in it. And once you have that dimple, then you use the other part of your pliers to close it down. Like so. And guys, in a minute I will put a crimp cover on that because I do not like that raw edge right there. Alright, so we push our beads up, and we're able to get another bead through. This hole might be too small, y'all. And if it is, it's fine. We can cut it off right there because we do have it through that bead so that the sharp edges of this wire is not sticking off. Alright, so now we can put that there, and we can close off our other end. I get our crimp tube. and our wire guardian. And that wire guardian also helps so that you can't see really the wire. You can see it a little bit, but not a lot. Alright, so on this end, you guys, we're going to clamp it down a little bit, but we also need to pull this down. Now again, I'm going to hold this up here so gravity again can do its job. Let's go ahead and get that pulled down a little bit though. We can hold on to our wire guardian and pull that down. But see, we still want this movement. You see how we still have this movement? That's almost perfect. Okay, so squeeze that down. I'm actually going to pull this up a little bit first and put it through this bead hole. And then we can get everything straightened out. Maybe. Get in there. There we go. Oh, you know what? I forgot 3 beads, y'all. I forgot to put the beads on the end of that. What a mess. Alright, hold on. Okay guys, like I said, real jewelry making right here. You're watching. What a nightmare. Now I have to redo the whole thing. Because I was talking and was not paying attention. Alright guys, hold on one second. Let me restring this, get the beads on here, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, we got it. Now it's strung properly. That's what I get for talking. So that's what we have. Isn't that pretty? Would you wear that? Leave me a message in the comments. Let me know. All right, so let's get this finished up. So I've got my wire guardian on. I've got my crimp tube, and I've got my little ball here. So I'm going to go ahead and crimp this. I try to pull it down just to make sure I don't have a lot of space, but I also, guys, want to keep my movement, remember? So I think that's good, because when I cut this off, it'll be laying properly. All right, so I need my crimper, and I'm going to put it into my crimping pliers like so. Crimp. Then I'm going to go and catch it around the other side and squeeze so that it is crimped securely. And now we can just go ahead and clip off that little piece. And you guys, you see I'm using some different pliers. I ruined my other ones, totally ruined them. Can't even use them anymore. Aha, okay. So there we go. This is what we've got. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Yes. Pretty but understated. All right, so now you guys want to watch me struggle putting on this crimp cover? Let's do it. With me and crimp covers, the struggle is real. And based on your guys' comments, it's real for you all as well. Alright, let's see if we can get this in here the right way. There we go. So now we can just use our pliers. Got it in there. So we can just use our pliers to start closing that up. Close it up. Start gently at first. And then it'll start looking like a little bead. That actually went better than I thought. Yay. All right. We are cooking with gas, people. All right. So let's get the other end. Let's try this one more time, see if we can be successful. It seems like sometimes the crimp tubes are not open big enough to get the crimp tube in there. And it's always going on crooked for me. Okay. So hopefully that's in there. See if we can smash it. All right. So we've got it in there. All right, so that's what we've got. All right. So now we can put on our connector. We'll need both pair of pliers so we can open our jump rings. All right. So we'll put a jump ring here and we'll put our little lobster clasp on. And we'll put our other jump ring on the other side. And we'll put that on this end. Right. There she is. Yay. She's pretty, right? And then we will put on our dangle. Now I made that dangle previously because we're making a lot of bracelets today and we want to make sure we don't run out of time. All right, and then we will just hook this puppy right on here. Like so. And that's what we've got. Bracelet number 1 complete. Yay. All right, I'll set this one off to the side. And we will start on bracelet number 2. All right, guys, bracelet number 2 is going to be our pretty blue one. So let's get our stuff over here. All right, so again, starting in the middle, we're going to put our pretty focal on here, and I wanted to just have something on the end of that because the hole on this is pretty big. See that hole is pretty big, so I just want something to cover that a little bit. So I'm just going to use the daisy spacers, which makes a nice color offset. Okay. So as I'm moving through this, our next bead, I kind of wanted to go with the pink because there is definitely pink in this. You guys can see the pink. Yep. Okay. So I'm using some little bead caps. These came from a package in Amazon, and it has all different sizes, all different shapes, and these are tiny and little and cute. And here's how I keep these. They're all in here, lots of different sizes and shapes. See, there's big ones, medium ones, and small ones. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing on both sides. So hopefully Laney won't forget this time what she was doing. All right, so we're going with pink first. And I know this is predominantly blue, but I did want to bring in some of the black because this focal bead is primarily black. So I'm going to put on my little spacer for the other side. Not spacer, bead cap. Where to be? All right, so now we're going to bring in this black, which I think makes a nice contrast to the pink. Pink and black is beautiful together. All right. And then I went with daisy spacer after that, and I'm going to do a little series. So daisy spacer, daisy spacer. And now I want to come in with my blue. Crystal, blue crystal. And guys, this is Soda Light. Matte Soda Light. And these blue crystals just have that AB on them. Just makes them sparkle. Alright, and then another daisy spacer here. Alright, crystal. Soda Light. Matte. Crystal. And a daisy spacer. So guys, I love these little triangle beads. They come in all kinds of different colors. Beadbox Bargains has some, and some of these have come in the Bargain Bead Box bundle, like the regular box. So I'm going to use some of those just as an offset for a little design element of a different shape. Alright, and then I'm going to do a daisy spacer around that. go back into our pink. So I need a bead cap, pink, bead cap, alright, I'm going to do the same on the other side, pink, and my other bead cap. And we're going to come back in with our little black bead. I believe those came in, these are check glass. They came in a dollar bead box. And then we can do our last series here. So I'm going to do a daisy spacer. And then I'm going to go crystal, sodalite, crystal, daisy spacer, one of our little blue beads, daisy spacer. Alright, so let's do the same on the other side. So we've got our daisy spacer, our crystal, our sodalite, another crystal, bead cap, our blue bead. Oh, am I missing? Oh, nope, I got it. Alright, our blue bead, our triangle bead, and our daisy spacer. So that's what we're looking like on this one. Okay, now for the end, I need to check my length here and see where we are. Again, using my Love Beyond Measure. I love this thing. Alright. So right now, we are at about 6 inches. So for the ends of this, I'm just going to put a couple of these little blue crystal beads. They're cute because they're tiny, number one. I believe they're like 4mm, but that gives just a little bit of extra length on that. Oh, look at her. Okay, so we can finish up this one. So here's all my stuff. Now I made a little dangle for this one as well. And I'm gonna put a little piece of extender chain on there because I don't know exactly what size bracelet she wears. So it's a guessing game at this point. So I'm gonna bead bug one end so we can do our work. All right. So for this one, we're going to put on our clamshell clasp, and then we're going to put on our crimp tube. All right, so we're going to just leave just a little teeny bit at the end, and we are going to smash it down. Okay, and we can close that up. All right, so that's what we've got. So now we're going to do the same thing on our other end. Put our clamshell. And guys, like I tell you guys time and time again, I use way too much wire, but I'd rather have too much than not enough, because this one was almost a struggle because I almost didn't have enough. You guys saw that, right? Yeah. All right. So, put on our crimp tube. Open it up a little bit. Okay. Get those pliers in there. Excuse me, so we can grab our crimp tube. Alright. And guys, of course, we do not want a lot of space. We want to make sure that we have enough room for movement. We'll go smash that. Smash, smash, smash. Okay. And now we can cut. We'll leave just a little bit. Just a teeny little bit of wire. Okay. And now we need to make sure that it's going the right way. Okay. And we can close it up. Alright, so we've got movement. We're good. So now we can put on our connectors. Got some silver jump rings for this one. And actually, I think I want a little bit smaller. So let's see what we got in here. Those are smaller. We don't need that big of a jump ring, especially when we're using like a lobster claw clasp. On. We'll put our lobster claw. We'll close that up. Make sure it's good and closed. Okay. And we can go down here to our other end, and this is where we can use our bigger jump ring, because here we have to be able to put our lobster clasp through it. It needs to be able to hook on there, but I'm also going to put the extender chain on here. All right, so there's that. All right, guys, I got a little bigger head pin, so we should be able to do it now. All right, so I'm going to flip this over, put our tool here, bring it over the top like so. Manipulate your pliers to move them around so that you can make your loop. And there we've got our loop. Okay, But before I finish wrapping it, I'm going to stick it on the end of my extender chain. I do not like bare naked chains hanging off of my jewelry. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this on here. And then I'll bring it back down. We'll grab it. I always have to move my hands around because I'm right hand dominant. And if I try to make wraps with my fingers, they turn out like woo. And I don't want any woo on my jewelry. Alright. So we want to wrap down. Wrap. Until we don't have any space left. And we can also just adjust this just a little. Tiny movement. Bring that right around to the back. And we can snip it off. Snip. And we're just going to make sure that nothing is sticking out, but I can see that it's sticking out. Just be careful not to crush your bead, because your bead is right there also. And we can just burnish that around there. I still feel that little sticky piece right there. Just trying to be careful because I do not want to bust this little teeny tiny crystal. Alright, there we go. Alright, so now guys, we have bracelet number 2. Pretty? Do you like her? Leave me a message in the comments if you guys want. We can do a poll and we can vote on which one we like best. Alright, bracelet number 2 down, and we will be moving on to number 3. Alright guys, we're on bracelet number 3. So again, I'm going to start in the middle. This is from my purple girl. So these are quartz chunks. Okay, quartz chunks. She's a very natural person. She likes natural gemstones and things of that nature. So guys, I've got these little bead caps right here. And these holes, sometimes in these, are not straight through the middle. This one, see how it's offset a little bit? Okay, so I'm going to put a bead cap, a tiny one, on the end, just to try to cover that up a little bit. Also gives a little pop of the silver. Get over there. And guys, I believe you can get these at B-Box Bargains too. Along with the ones on Amazon. Alright, so now we're going to go with the silver ball. And in fact, this friend had given me a bag of beads that she had from previous bracelets, and she asked me to make some different bracelets for her out of those beads. So I did do that. So she's getting double duty this time. She's going to get a whole bunch of bracelets because I was able to make like 5 bracelets out of the beads she gave me. All right. 1, 2, 3. So now I'm going in with my little Heishi beads. silver ball. Three of my little Haitian beads on this side. Silver ball. So now we're going to bring in our little purple phosphosiderite, if you insist. Okay. Phosphosiderite. I've been practicing on that one. And these holes are tiny. These beads are tiny, tiny, tiny. I do have my hobby glasses on though. Maybe it'll help, maybe it won't. All right, so we have our little purple, and we're going to bring in one of our little pretty leaves that came out of the bargain bead box. And another purple. Get on there, you. Okay. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Guys, I am such a symmetrical person. I don't know. Whatever I do on one side, I feel like I have to do on the other. And, you know, doing those offset kind of designs where things are not equal bothers me. My mind, I don't know. Are you guys like that? Are you like all about symmetrical, or do you like asymmetrical things? I've tried making asymmetrical things, but I just feel like, to me, when I try to do it, it doesn't look right. So I don't know. All right, let me know what you guys think. Are you symmetrical people or asymmetrical people? All right. And we've got our silver balls. And we're going to do another set of our Haitian beads. One. Two. Three. Silver ball. All right, same thing on this side. 1, 2, 3. Silver ball. And now we're going to use another chunk. So we need to do our little bead cap. Get on there, you little tiny fellow. All right, we'll put our chunk on there. And another bead cap. Seriously, if I could hold on to it, it'd be awesome. All right, and then we're going to do the ball. Do the same on the other side. Bead cap. Chunky quartz. Bead cap. Ball. All right, that's what we're looking like. So now we're going to do one more round of our hashies and our leaves. So I'm going to do 3. I told you guys I like doing things in 3s, odd numbers. Okay. 3. Okay. Now we'll do silver ball. And now we can go in with our phosphosiderite to go around our little leaves. And I think there's just a little snag on there, which is causing me problems. That's why you need sharp, sharp, sharp cutters, you guys. Alright, I'm gonna have to pick this up because this is not working. I'm getting ready to put in an order for Amazon. I'm gonna have to get me another pair of cutters, y'all. Alright, so we've got that. We're going to do the same thing on the other side. Alright, we've got our silver ball. And our silver ball. This is what we've got. I'm going to put one more set of the hashies on here. But before I do that, let me check my length here. Okay. All right, so we're right about 6 1/4, which is actually where we need to be. Because once we get the jump ring on and the lobster clasp on, that's going to add about another 1/2 inch or so. So I think I'm going to leave it there. I'm not going to put these extra ones on here. Okay. So now we can close her up. Get my bead bug. Okay, put on my clamshell connector. My crimp tube. Again, just leaving that little space up there. Little piece of wire stuck up there just so it doesn't slip out. Has something to hold on to, has a way to go. And we can close that up. Okay. Now we can go down here to our other side. Do the same thing. Clamshell. And our crimp tube. Let's open that up a little bit so we don't have to struggle. Look how pretty. Isn't she pretty? Yep. All right. Get right in here. Making sure we've got a little space, but not a lot. And we can crimp that. And we will leave just a little teeny tiny bit up top. What a mess, people. Get this straightened around here so that it's flat and will lay in there properly. Close it up. All right. All right, she's all closed up. So now this wire is good wire, but you can see that it's holding that shape that it had, but I guess once you put it on it'll be fine. Okay, we'll see. I'll see if I can get it on here in a little bit. So we're going to put on our lobster claw. Make sure we got that closed good. There's our lobster claw. Again, I'm going to put an extender chain on here because I don't really know the size of this person's wrist. But the other bracelets that I made for her, where she gave me the beads, they were stretchy bracelets. So these are a little bit different. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and make our wrap loop. This is the little dangle that I made for this one. It's got one of the Heishi beads in it and a couple of the beads, the amethyst beads that came out of the box, the bargain bead box. Okay. And my pliers have, oh wait, here they go. All right, so we're gonna get as close to the end there. We won't want the loop to be too big. Bring that over there, turn your pliers, and make your loop. And again, we're gonna go ahead and attach it directly end. And now we can close it down. Make our wrap loop. And again, I am giving these as gifts, so I want to make it as neat as I can. Pull that around to the back. And we will snip it off. And make sure there's no little sticky bits. And I think we're good. And here is bracelet number 3. I sure hope my friends appreciate all this work and effort that I am putting into making their gifts. You like that one? You guys like that one? All right. On to bracelet number 4. All right, guys. We can now work on a bracelet number 4. So, some of these components came out of the Gemstone Orphanage. Like I said, I did not get to unbox that for you guys. However, let me just kind of show you what came in there. So here is the Gemstone Orphanage. They had some really pretty things in here, and it was a $88.70 value, and it's $35. This is the one that comes with the Doorstep Baby, which is that one-of-a-kind unique gemstone orphan. Okay, now that's not in there because this thing is huge. But this is just some of the beads that came in here. We had these nice queen beads like this. And I believe that most of this stuff is cherry quartz. These little rounds. Look at these things right here. Look at these. Aren't those interesting? I've never seen a bead or a crystal quite like that. Shaped like that with the hole in the middle. I'm sure it'd be good for stacking some things. And we got some of these little briolets. Those are pretty. Look how sparkly they are. Some little square crystals. Kind of neutral colors. But yeah, this is a pretty good box. It came with quite a few beads. So what I'm using are these little pumpkins that came in here. Some of these like elongated rice beads, they came in different colors. I'm also using some of these rondelles. Okay, I'm gonna actually switch that one out. We've got some carnelian, look at that, tubes, carnelian tubes. I am also using some of these spacers that came in here. These are like bronzy color rondelles. And I'm using some of these pretty crystals right here. I did not use the bead caps that came in this box because they were just a little bit more than what I wanted. But yeah, nice little mix of beads, some findings. I am using the toggle that came in that box. And then we have some little like pink stuff. And then these beads right here that look like leopard or tiger or something. Pretty cool. But that is the Gemstone Baby. Or excuse me, Gemstone Orphanage. Alright. So let's get this bracelet done again. Starting in the middle. We're going to put our pumpkin on here because that is our focal. And then just to offset that a little bit, I came in with these little metal rondelles here. And then I want to bead cap these. So these are just those little bumpy spacer bead caps that come in the Dollar Bee box. Excuse me, not Dollar Bee box, but Bee Box Bargains. Okay. So we're going to put those on there and bead cap them. These also came in the Doorstep Baby. Look, those are pretty interesting, right? They're that antique bronze color and it's metal. It's really pretty. And it almost looks like it's got a bead cap on the end of it already. See that? Nice. Alright, so we're going to put that one on there. Let's go ahead and do our other side so we don't forget, because Laney is liable to forget, y'all. Alright. And we'll put our other metal bead on there. So this is what we're starting with. Okay. Alright, so now I'm just going to make a little space using a spacer. And then we're going to do another one of these, because these are going to be basically the end caps for our rice beads. End caps, not bead caps, end caps. And I think that's a nice color combination with that color. It's almost a carnelian color. Love it. Alright. So now we're going to do one more spacer bead behind that. And I'm not going to bead cap these, but I'm just going to put these right on here, because our bead cap ones are at our focal area. And then we're going to do one more spacer here. And now we can come in with our little crystals. We want something kind of smaller at the end. Oh, I need to put these on first. Laney. Oh, look at that. Look, the seed was stuck in there. Grab that. And again, guys, that seed is just, it comes out of what they put in there to help cut down on moisture, stuff like that. It's not really a seed. All right. So now we're going to do 3 crystals. On each side. And we're going to finish off with our spacer bead. Okay, and our last bead right here. Get on there, you. Okay, so this is what we've got. Cute. Yes. All right, let's bead bug it. And I tell you, the other thing that's hard to find is these in that antique copper. Look, I have these colors, but I think it goes good with that. It's fine. All right, I'm going to put this on here. And we've got our crimp tube. Smash it. So, do you guys like the color combinations? I tried to get everybody's personality through beads. We can do a lot through beads. We can gain friendships. We can find our bliss. Yes. Which is the whole basis of the whole thing. Finding your bliss, right? Alright, so now this particular woman is kind of tiny in stature. So I didn't really want to overwhelm her, but I think this is the perfect size for her to be able to stand out a little bit. All right. Okay, we got to cut that off there. Now we can close it up. Close it up. And do you see what's happening here? I left too much on there. Let's see if we can get it open again. A little bit open. Oh, look, that worked. I need to cut just a little bit more off of that piece of wire because it's too long. It sticks up out of the cover. That should be good. Now we're cooking with gas, people. There we go. All right. So now we can put on our clasps. Whoops. So here's our toggle. And on the other side, we'll put our bar. That's so pretty with that leaf. Looks cool. All right, so now we have completed bracelet number 4. I am going to make a little dangle for this. But isn't she pretty? What do you think of her? Very fall, right? All right, so here's our dangle. I just took a couple of the copper looking spacers with these bronze rondelles that came in the gemstone orphanage, and just made a little stack. Now this one, you guys, I think I'm just going to do a simple loop on it. because this is a little bit better head pin. So find your spot, turn, turn, turn. We need to make sure that's good and closed. And we can use just a tiny little movement. Actually, let me see if I can get it closed with these. Yeah, it's a little better. And then we can tighten it up. Tiny movement just to make sure that it's close. All right, I do need one more jump ring. So we can attach that. Here's my jump ring. Just want to get one of these little ones here. And we can hook it right on here. Hook it right there. Close her up. And there's our little dangle. What do you think? All right, guys. Bracelet number 4 complete. I'll be back in a moment and we will do bracelet number 5 and 6. All right, you guys, we are now at bracelet number 5. I hope you guys are having fun so far. So this is our muted one for our demure young lady. And because I kind of already, to save us some time, laid this one out, I'm just going to simply string this one up, just to save us a little time, because this is going to be a long video. So we're just going to go through and look at these little peanuts. They are so cute, little peanuts. These actually came in the mix from Bargain Bead Box. This mix here, this little mix came in there. It's got all kinds of little different color beads and stuff in there, but it was cute, and I thought, why not? So also I did my Michael's bead haul, and these are some of the little beads that were in that Michael's bead haul. So cute. It's got kind of a little gold shimmer on it. Very pretty. Okay, and these are just some daisy spacers in the rose gold. These also came in Bargain Bead Box. If you guys don't have it, you should get it. I'm going to try to put a link in the description, and if you guys use my link, it'll help me just get a little bit off of my box so that I can continue to make these videos for you guys, which I am totally loving it. You guys are so responsive and so sweet. I read all your comments, and I try to respond as quickly as possible. So like I said, if you guys ever need help with anything, please make sure to put it in the comments, and I'll do my very best to try to help. So these are just some little copper spacers, but I had a limited number of those, so I had to use them sparingly. I think I used all I had right here. But I think this is going to be a very cute little demure bracelet, you know, for our little demure girl. This is what we're looking like so far. Isn't she cute? All right. Just something understated for her. You can wear this with lots of different colors. I'll stop talking and let you guys listen to some music. I tell you, doing this is so much fun. I just love it. I love being creative, using my creativity. That's where I find my bliss, being creative, you guys. All right, coming to the end. And we'll be able to put this baby together. Now, I will tell you guys, it is hard to find the findings to go with this rose gold. I have not been able to find a rose gold clamshell cover. So if you guys know where I can find some, let me know. That's what we're here for. We're here to help one another. Right? All right, so I think I'm gonna have to go with gold for this. Give me just one moment. Let me grab a clamshell. I think it'll be fine. I don't mind mixing metals either. All right, so let's put our clamshell on here. And our crimp tube. Man, I'm so happy I'm getting my words right today. Alright, again, we're going to leave just a little bit. And we will smash, 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 smash. And you can close this up. Guys, it's time to do nails again. My goodness. My nails grow so fast. I guess I'm one of the lucky ones. Some people have problems with their nails growing and things like that. But I have to be on my game because I don't want my hands looking all busted while I'm here trying to show you guys how to do this stuff. But I am due. But the fun fact is, I do not go to salons. I have gel nail polish and I do them myself. In case you couldn't tell. I try to do a professional job, but I don't know. Alright, so we're going to let gravity help us out here. And we're just going to smash. 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 Alright, so now we can snip it. Leave just a little bit. And we have to make sure that it's straight so that it'll close properly. There we go. Now we can close her up. All right. Need to get closed there. So now we can put on our findings, our jump ring, so that we can put on our lobster claw. Uh-oh. Forgot my glasses. I've probably got 13 pair of magnifying glasses. All right, here we go. I can see. Sometimes it's hard to see where these things open. All right, we'll put our little connector on right here. Our lobster clasp. And I'm hoping I haven't been out of frame too much this run. Okay, and then on the other end, we'll put our clasp. And I do need to make a little dangle for this one. Okay, so here's our bracelet. Number 5. Cute, right? Just very simple little bracelet. All right, so let me get a head pin. And I guess since I used the gold, I'll use the gold for the dangle. Head pin. So I think I'll do a daisy spacer. One of these little beads. Daisy spacer. A little peanut bead. That's so cute. And one more of these with the daisy spacer. And there's our little dangle. Cute. Alright, again, we're going to try to do a wrap loop on this one because I'm going to hang it off of a jump ring. So I can go ahead on and close it up. Alright, I'm going to go over the top of our pliers and then we turn and bring that on around like so. Now we have us a little loop. And we're going to go ahead and close that up. One rep. Two. And 3. Let's see if we can get one more in there. I like my dangles to be kind of stationary. All right, bring that around. Okay, and we'll go ahead and snip that off. And then we're going to smash it so we can make sure there's no sticky bits. Sticky bits are not good in jewelry. We don't want anybody getting poked or anything like that. Get in there, fella. And I still feel a little sticky. There we go. All right, all good. Pretty. All right, I need one more jump ring. And we'll attach her. And we will stick her if I could hold on to stuff, that'd be awesome. I might need a little bit bigger one. Yep. Let's try not to cooperate at all. And when you do it like this, your dangle will go whichever way it needs to go. All right, there we go. Bracelet number 5. All right, and guys, I think I forgot to introduce this one to you. This one is for my other friend, and she is just an awesome person. I love her to pieces. Known her for a long time, and she likes green, so I'm making a green bracelet for her. All right, so here we go. So we are going to start in the middle as per usual. And these are jade beads, elongated beads. So we're going to put a bead cap on each end just to cover up any imperfections or anything that might be. See, just covers that right on up. These are the little 4mm bead caps from Bargain Bead Box. Get on there. Now in between these 3 cylinder beads that I have, I want to put these little green ones. They're so cute and tiny, so tiny. I don't even know what size they are. I don't even know what, they're tiny, y'all, tiny. Maybe a 2mm. And it's hard to see the hole on these. All right, So now we're going to do another bead cap because we're going to go in with another one of our cylinders. Bead cap. Come on, you're being difficult. I even have my glasses on, y'all. That's how tiny these are. Alright. And one more. These should lay nicely on the wrist. And I put just enough there so that they would lay nicely, kind of like this. Okay. Alright, and so we're going green again on either side. And now we're going to incorporate a little fun. So the next part of this are these beads here. I don't even actually remember where I got these, but you can find them different places. And the fun thing about jewelry making, guys, is this is for inspiration. So whatever beads you have that might be similar in size or similar in shape, you can use to make your own designs. And you don't have to do what I do, but you know, hopefully it gives a little inspiration for you guys. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. Ooh, how did I get two on there? Ooh. All right, so we'll do another one of these. And then we'll put our other bead on there. Okay. So now we're going to pull in these greens. So we're going to do one of these. One of these little crystals, teeny tiny baby crystals. And then we're going to use one of these. Guys, I don't remember where I got those either. Those are just some glass crystals that I had in my stash, you know. All right, and we'll do one more of these. And that's our pattern for this side. So we're going to do the same thing. Come in with one of these. This one. And one of these. One of our rondelles. And I think I got these on Bargain Bee Box too. Most of the stuff, guys, that I use came from Bargain Bee Box, Hobby Lobby, Dollar Bead Box, those subscriptions that I subscribe to. Alright, so now I'm going to do another round of this and this green and green. Come in with one of these and one of these. All right, and then we'll do one more green. Crystal. Crystal. Another green. And we're going to finish up one of those. And a green. Excuse me, guys. One of these. And one of these. All right. So this is what we've got. Got our green bracelet. Alright, let me check my length on this. That one looks kind of long, doesn't it? Let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, that's a little long. So maybe we take off that last set of beads right here. And we'll use those to make our dangle. Yeah. Okay. We bead bug 1 inch. And guys, I think I forgot somebody. I'm gonna have to go back and do one more, because I have another friend, and her mother just passed, which was very sad. So I think she's supposed to be at the office. So I don't want to go empty-handed for her. She needs all the joy and love she can get right now, you guys. Losing a parent is a hard thing. Ask me, because I know. Both of my parents are deceased, but I think they raised a good kid. What do you guys think? Alright. So we need some space in here. Let's open up our cover here a little bit. Now this one, I definitely do not want that to be tight. So I might have to finagle this one a little bit. Alright, and we smash. I'm going to leave a little bit of room because we don't want these to be stiff. See? This is the way it's going to lay. Yes. Yes, cute. Alright. Let's get this cut off here. And we can close her up. There we go. So now we can put on our clasp. And guys, for this one, I am going to do a little extender chain. But I have to get that out because I didn't think of that one ahead of time. I didn't get out any gold. Put our lobster claw on. Make sure she's closed up good. We'll put our jump ring on the other end. Okay, I'm gonna leave that for a second because, look, it fell off. I need to get a piece of chain. Got lots and lots of chain, you guys. Lots and lots of chain. So let's see. I think this would work. Let's see what we got here. Oh, it's already in some pieces. All right. So I think 5 links. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I'll cut on number 6. So guys, I like this because you never know what someone's wrist size is. And I have known these ladies for quite a while, but I don't know what their wrist size is. Because prior to this, I never made them actual like jewelry. I made like bookmarks and keychains and things like that to give to those guys. They're personalized gifts, but there's no size requirements. So I'm walking on the edge with this one. We'll see. I'll let you guys know after I give it to them if they fit or not. All right, so this is our final bracelet. And guys, I'll make one off camera for the other lady, but I'll show you guys what it looks like when it's finished. I'll put pictures up. Oh, and look at me not making my dangle. All right. So for the dangle, I just decided to go with something simple. Just one of those crystal beads and a couple of those little green ones. Cute dangle. And this one, I can make my wrap loop on also. I'm gonna go over the top, turn our pliers, make our loop. And because I have a jump ring there, I can go ahead and close this and we can just stick it on that jump ring, y'all. Okay, so let's get this going. We can do one more. But guys, with these teeny tiny little crystals, you have to be careful because you will break them to death. Okay. Excuse me. So I'm gonna go ahead and snip this. Oh, get off of there, you. These have become magnetized some kind of way. We work with what we've got. All right, let's snip, snip. And you see that little focus? So this little piece right there, you see that? That's what we're tucking in we have to make sure that we tuck that in so that people don't get scratched. So I'm gonna hold it because it will spin, but again, I have to be very careful so I do not break my little crystal. Come on in here. And we're just going to burnish that around a little bit. It's not trying to cooperate, y'all. This is very awkward. I usually have this stuff close to my chest and in my lap, and trying to do it like this. A little hard. Get off my crystal. All right. I think we're good. So I'm going to open up my jump ring here. Nope, I'm not. I forgot even what I was doing. So what I'll do is I'll get a teeny tiny jump ring. Teeny tiny. Look how teeny tiny those are. Pew. Okay. Tiny little jump ring. Tiny. Just to attach that onto the end. I really don't like to do it with a jump ring, but this is where we are. Open it up, stick it on here, put it on the end, and then we will close it up. Have to make sure there's no air in there. Want to make sure these are closed well. Alright guys, and there is bracelet number 6. I know this has been a long video and I appreciate it if you stayed for the whole thing. So here is bracelet number 6. Yes. Alright. So, let's look back at all we've done today. So there's one bracelet. Let me pull you back a little bit so you can see all of the bracelets. Hopefully these ladies like what I've done. They would probably never say it if they didn't, but here's hoping that they love them. All right, and finally this one. What do you guys think? Let me know what you think about the designs. You can leave me some messages in the comments. I will be looking at those and looking at your input and all the things. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. That's going to be cute. Yes. And I will see you guys in the next video. Again, please take a moment, if you don't mind, to like, subscribe, and share the video. It is much appreciated. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye.